Yeah.
Yes.
See, there was
I have some conversion to be.
there was no taqiyyah involved here.
No, taqiyyah. Now you mention it, taqiyyah, because I get it a lot.
Yeah.
I get it, and people send me
There's
things.
different. There's taqiyyah, there's kitman, there's
Kitman.
kitman.
Tawhidi.
So what is it? To people watching at home going, he is just playing the big taqiyyah game. Mind you, I think you're going a bit far with the taqiyyah because it's gonna cost you a bullet. And I think according
I think that goes against the purpose of
taqiyyah. What is taqiyyah? Really, what is it?
Taqiyyah is an Islamic legitimate concept to save one's life when it comes to situations of life and death. And it emerged in Shia Islam during the succession of...
So it's a Shia thing, taqiyyah?
It's an Islamic thing, I'll get to it now.
Yeah.
It emerged for us through the succession or the time of our sixth Imam. His name was Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, peace be upon him. And because of the amount of Muslims that were being massacred and killed during that time by the so-called Muslims who were radical extremists, and also the fathers of ISIS, they were being killed by them only because they were following the modern logical teachings of Islam. So the Imams gave us the permission as Shia Muslims to conceal our faith if we were taken into interrogation, and if you were asked, for example, are you a moderate Muslim? Do you reject the Caliph? A Shia Muslim can say, I don't reject the Caliphate, I respect the government and I love them. This is taqiyyah, it's to save your life.
That's the only purpose?
That is the only purpose.
But do you believe it's being practiced here and used here? So do you think people like Kaisa Trad or whatever his name is, or other Muslim leaders are using a version of taqiyyah to be able to get away with their extremism? Or
Kaisa Trad is a Sunni.
Yep.
Sunnis believe that
they don't have taqiyyah?
They do. In fact, they believe it can be used to the non-Muslims.
Yeah, I'll tell you what my teaching is, and you can correct, because I've read a number of sources that says taqiyyah can be used to expand the interests of Islam.
Yes.
So that's a far broader definition than saving one's life.
Taqiyyah is used to expand Islam in the sense that when a Muslim is questioned about his faith under the oppressive regime, the Muslim can say, I am not a Muslim, to save his or her life.
Right.
That way they can continue to be Muslims and reproduce, and that's how Islam expands.
Is it being used in Australia against Australia?
Well, we're not in a situation of life and death.
But are they so is it being distorted at all? Like, are they pretending they're not? Is pretty much what Australians want to know.
I want to tell you something. Honestly speaking, Avi, there is no taqiyyah in Australia.
Yeah.
We're not. Yes, Saudi Arabia, full of it. Iran, full of it. In Iran, the Shia Muslims implement taqiyyah against the Shia government.
Yeah.
Because of how serious things are. But there is no taqiyyah, and you know.
So what is it here? Do you think we're being lied to from the Muslim community?
No, I don't believe you're being lied to at all. If Kaisa Trad says that beating your wife, that's really his faith.
It's true. People go on about taqiyyah so much, but the thing is, I agree. I don't think they're hiding it. I think we're just putting our head in the bloody sand.
Undoubtedly, the politicians, much of the media have their head in the sand. What I'm wondering is, for example, someone wants to come to Australia. Do you support Sharia law in Australia? And they say, in order to answer the form or the question or whatever, they say, no, I don't want Sharia law. They get here, they get involved in the community, all of a sudden they become advocates for Sharia law. Now, that's not a life or death situation. That's intentionally misrepresenting.
Is that okay in Islam?
That's lying.
That's just lying.
That's not okay in Islam?
Lying is not okay in Islam.
Even if it's for the faith, for the purpose of expanding the caliphate or whatever?
No,
Okay.
you cannot lie in Islam under any.
And how many
even if
Muslims?
they do.
How many Muslims believe that?
Look, in the Quran it clearly states that.
Yeah, I'm
God
not
hates
asking.
the
I'm not
liars.
asking. I'm asking how many. So there's how many? 1.8 billion Muslims. How many out of that would believe?
My brother, you're speaking to a religious man. You're going to get a religious question. Lying will always be a sin.
Yeah.
So they can, if they want to. Everybody can lie,
Sure.
but they're not allowed to in Islam. So if they lie, they're just basically not practicing Islam.
If you had to guess percentages, how many do you think do lie
Oh.
to get
Brother, I
in?
can't speak on behalf of people. We're human beings. We're not infallible beings. You know, people lie.